Alright, let's revisit the absolute pinnacle of the restoration world, the top-tier ceiling of repairs, brought to you by the Russian restoration master, Great Idea, or as we call him, Brother Awesome. I'm about to restore this gem, the 1969 Ural M63 motorcycle, produced during the Soviet era. No more talk, let's dive right into this ultimate restoration journey. First, we hit the disassembly phase. Here, Brother Awesome mixes engine oil and kerosene to whip up a special mechanical loosening agent. Kerosene, with its low viscosity, has killer penetration, slipping into the tiny gaps of threaded parts. Plus, it's got some cleaning power, dissolving years of built-up grease and rust. Then, the thicker engine oil swoops in, using its epic lubrication to make those stuck metal parts move smoothly. And just like that, with the help of these two oils, the motorcycle's parts come apart easily. Now, the fuel tank comes off and needs a serious cleanup. After removing the fuel cap and protective trim, he uses a cleaning agent to tackle the exterior grease and dirt. The tank has some clear rust, but its structure is solid, no big issues. Next, it's time to clean the tank's interior. Since it's hard to see inside, he uses a citric acid and water mix for a chemical rust removal. Unlike harsher rust removers, citric acid is mild, removing rust without damaging the tank's inner walls. What a ride watching this restoration! Stay tuned as Brother Awesome brings this Soviet classic back to life, and this time, we're using acetone. As an organic solvent, it quickly dissolves any leftover grease, sediment, and even whisks away residual moisture inside the tank. After this treatment, the tank's interior is now spotlessly clean. Next, we move on to further disassembly, and this time, it's the wheels' turn. Including the sidecar, this motorcycle has a total of 4 wheels, and it's equipped with drum brakes, commonly known as drum brakes, where 2 curved brake shoes inside the brake drum handle the vehicle's braking function. After removing the inner and outer tires, a heat gun is used to loosen the spokes connecting the hub and the rim. Spoked wheels like these are lightweight, elastic, and easy to adjust. Once disassembly is complete, we'll use this rim as an example for the next steps. A copper wire wheel is used to thoroughly polish it, stripping away surface rust and old paint. Then, 3 batteries are cracked open. Yep, we're gutting them. What we need is their outer galvanized metal sheets. These are tossed into phosphoric acid to create the galvanizing solution we need. Next, we'll use brush plating to apply a zinc coating to the cleaned rim. Under the influence of an electric current, zinc ions from the solution deposit onto the rim's surface, forming a galvanized layer. Compared to traditional plating methods, this approach saves materials but can result in an uneven coating. So, after the galvanizing is done, a bit of light polishing is needed to even things out. Next, we continue with the disassembly, and this time, we're removing the tail section of the exhaust pipe. Now, regarding this restoration, some parts didn't have their full repair process shown, like this damaged exhaust tail section. It's probably because the overall workload was so massive that some content had to be trimmed down. Let me clarify here, what we're working on right now is the vehicle's transmission system. For those familiar with motorcycles, it's not hard to notice that this Ural is equipped with a boxer engine and a shaft drive system. It's strikingly similar, almost identical, to the famous BMW motorcycles. In fact, the Soviet Ural series was a direct copy of the BMW R71. According to official records, during World War II, the Soviet Red Army, aiming to acquire a more suitable motorcycle, purchased 5 BMW R71 models through Sweden. Through reverse engineering, they launched their own Ural M62 model in 1941. There are also rumors that the Soviets somehow got their hands on the R71's design blueprints and production technology, or even an entire R71 production line. But one thing's for sure, no rumors needed, a production line for the Ural M72 was later sold to China's Changjiang motorcycle. Now, back to the video. Here, we're using a degreaser to clean the grease and oil off this cover. These blue granules are copper sulfate. Mix them with some lead acid electrolyte, and voila, you've got a copper plating solution. This time, though, we're not using the electroplating method from before. Instead, it's chemical plating, a displacement or deposition reaction. This works because iron ions are more reactive than copper ions, allowing the copper ions in the solution to be replaced and deposited onto the workpiece's surface. After neutralizing it with some baking soda, the cover gets a round of polishing. Of course, just like the zinc plating earlier, this copper plating is a protective base layer, not the final finish. Later on, these exterior parts will all get a unified paint treatment. Now, it's time for the star of the show, the 650 cubic centimeters 4-stroke, twin-cylinder, air-cooled, horizontally opposed Boxer engine. Based on its design and performance, people love to call it the Boxer engine. This structure ensures excellent engine balance, and its low center of gravity effectively reduces vibrations, keeping the bike stable, perfect for long rides. Back in its day, this 650 cubic centimeters engine could pump out a maximum of 28 horsepower. After removing the cylinder head, you can see it uses an overhead valve design, which was pretty advanced technology for its time. Additionally, this engine delivers ample torque output in the low RPM range, making it ideal for off-road or complex road conditions. Once the engine is fully disassembled, it's time to pour in a solution of dimethyl sulfoxide, sodium carbonate, and dish soap. Mix them well, and you've got a specialized engine cleaning solution. Soak the engine parts in this mixture for a while, and it'll strip away carbon deposits, grease, and grime with ease. Let's talk about dimethyl sulfoxide. It's a highly effective polar solvent that deeply penetrates and dissolves a wide range of organic and inorganic substances, especially the grease, sludge, and carbon buildup found in old engines. Combine its dissolving power with the cleaning prowess of sodium carbonate and dish soap, and you've got a seriously potent combo. Next, we're pouring in some metal powder and lead acid electrolyte. Judging by the color of the metal powder, it's likely primarily composed of triiron tetroxide. The purpose of this solution is to treat the fasteners that were just removed. By submerging these parts in the prepared solution, you can tackle rust removal and surface finishing in one go. Finally, neutralize it with some baking soda, and you'll get a stunning matte black finish. In this process, sulfuric acid effectively removes rust and residual coatings from the part surfaces, while ions in the solution deposit onto the parts, forming a protective metal coating. Now, we're taking off the front and rear fenders. Given their unique usage environment, a near-zero loss method, electrolytic rust removal, is used to strip paint and rust. This method works by generating dense hydrogen gas between the rust, paint, and the workpiece surface, effectively lifting off rust and paint. The downside? It takes a bit longer, sometimes about 2 days. After that, a paint stripping gel is applied to the frame to remove its paint. We can also see that the rust in this area has significantly decreased. The gel contains various organic solvents that penetrate the organic layer, dissolving the resin. This causes the paint film to soften, bubble, loosen, and separate from the underlying surface. After the frame is stripped of paint, it undergoes galvanizing treatment. Now, it's ready to join the other parts for the jaw-dropping painting stage. Get ready to shout, wow! First, the parts are sprayed with a gray-white primer. For the fenders, which face harsher conditions, the inner surfaces get a coat of matte black composite paint. Next, body filler, also known as putty, is used to fill and smooth out any uneven spots on the painted surfaces. As for the black carbon powder, it's mainly used as a guide for sanding. Think of the galvanizing done on some parts earlier as a zinc-rich primer. This hints at what's coming, a multi-layer coating system. This process is quite common in the automotive world. By layering paints with different functional properties, the overall performance and aesthetic of the final finish are greatly enhanced. This time, a wine red top coat is applied. Beyond serving as a base color for outlining details, this deep hue makes the subsequent layers of paint pop with vibrant, three-dimensional brilliance. Areas covered with masking tape are set aside for outlining details. As for the final color, it matches the original bike shade, a striking turquoise green. According to Brother Awesome, this old Ural motorcycle belonged to his grandfather. The two shared cherished childhood memories on this bike, so keeping the original color scheme is, without a doubt, the best choice. Once the turquoise topcoat has dried, it's time to peel off the masking tape. At this point, you can clearly see a noticeable step between the two paint layers. To smooth this out, a layer of clear coat is sprayed on to eliminate that tiered effect. The clear coat also provides protection and enhances the glossiness. After applying the first layer of clear coat, Brother Awesome carefully places the Ural logo sticker in its designated spot before spraying another layer of clear coat. This ensures the logo sticker is well protected under the clear coat. Next up is the meticulous sanding and polishing of this clear coat layer. Even though the surface already looks smooth, this step is absolutely necessary. First, it removes minor imperfections like dust, paint mist, or bubbles. Second, it eliminates the orange peel effect, sanding down uneven areas to create a perfectly smooth, uniform coating. This process also boosts the paint's durability and achieves a mirror-like finish with exceptional smoothness and shine. With the paint job complete, it's time for the final assembly stage. First, we start with the frame. The M63 features a steel tubular frame, known for its high strength and stability. As for the suspension, unfortunately, the video doesn't show the full repair process. However, we can see it uses a telescopic inverted front fork and dual rear shocks, a combination that effectively enhances comfort when riding on uneven roads. Next up for assembly are the spoked wheels, where both the spokes and nuts have been replaced with new ones. As mentioned earlier, spoked wheels boast three key advantages: they're lightweight, highly elastic, and easy to adjust. This makes them excellent for handling complex road conditions, offering superior impact resistance and cushioning. When encountering impacts, the spokes slightly deform to absorb the shock before transferring the force to the vehicle's suspension system. Plus, the design of the inner and outer tires and spokes makes maintenance a breeze, an important feature for military use back in the day. Oh, and by the way, the black handlebar grips from earlier are now silver, likely due to a plating treatment. You can see here that two new pistons have been installed. On top of that, components like the spark plugs, gaskets, and air filter have all been replaced with new ones. However, just like before, the full restoration process for this engine isn't shown, only the initial cleaning stage was highlighted. Oh, right, this engine is paired with a 4-speed manual transmission, complete with a reverse gear. That's a pretty user-friendly touch. Once the starter motor is installed, the Boxer engine assembly is complete and ready to be mounted onto the frame. Additionally, while the Boxer engine has plenty of advantages, its bulky design does limit riding posture, which can make it feel quite tiring for first-time riders unfamiliar with it. Putting aside the posture issue, which you can get used to, back then the Soviet Union evaluated several advanced military motorcycles from around the world, including America's Harley-Davidson, Britain's BSA, and Germany's BMW. In the end, they found the BMW R71 to have excellent stability, durability, and a design philosophy that perfectly suited the Soviet Red Army's needs, especially in cold or harsh conditions. And so, the Ural motorcycle series was born. Now, after tightening the logo cover, this Ural M63 motorcycle, originally belonging to Brother Awesome's grandfather, is officially fully restored. With the fuel tank filled, it's time for the real-world test run. And that wraps up this top-tier restoration journey. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like and join us in saying goodbye. Once again, thank you for stepping into Max's restoration world.